I know how to be. All right, cool. Amazing, amazing, amazing. Cool. So I'm gonna share my screen, guys. Actually, before I get into that as well, I'm one of the leaders in the group chat. I've been doing this for the past year and a half. I also grew up playing football pretty much my whole life. My name is Mahlondo Martin. Also new to the concept of trading in 2018. Like you guys, took this opportunity, got started, plugged into the opportunity system, etc. And obviously seeking other ways to make money alongside what you do, right? So if you're an individual in your situation right now where you want to make more, screen is black. Hold up. Screen is black. It's not making sense. Hold up. 1 second, guys. Can you guys see me now? There we go. Okay, cool. Perfect, perfect, perfect. All right, cool, sweet. So yeah, as I was saying, I'm one of the individuals, one of the leaders in the group chat. You're gonna see others as admins in the actual community chat. Those are people you can reach out to if you have any issues. Of course, the person who you did enroll with will be the person who work with you directly. But if for whatever reason they may not be free, then you're more than welcome to also message one of us, right? Like I was saying, I'm an individual which was got started with trading in 2018. I was living abroad in Asia when I was playing professional football. Got exposed to information, got started. Didn't take it as serious at the start. I'll be totally honest, because I was more so focused on my career. But definitely want to get back into the actual concept, business, etc. As to where I got introduced again a year and a half ago. Right. Since then, not only have I been to help a lot. Not only have I been able to help a lot of people make money from this concept, but also help a lot of people and make money myself at the same time, right? So I'm gonna go ahead and share my screen. Like I said, let me actually unshare because this is gonna bug me. Cool. I'm gonna go share again. Perfect, perfect. So guys, like I said, whoever's brand new to this call, this is the beginners basics. This happens every Tuesday at 8 p.m. And also on a Thursday at 8 p.m. we have the advanced session, right? So for anyone who's a beginner right now, this is the best call for you to be on to ensure that you have all the information necessary to ensure you're making the right progress, right? So I'm gonna go through all, let me go through the list. I'm explain what I want to go through the itinerary today. So I'm gonna go show you guys how to place a trade, how to utilize the GFU Live, working out our stop loss, to ensure you know the right risk management, creating a trading plan briefly, and also how to access the AI scanner, which is how you can make money a lot more conveniently within your own time frame, right? So, but first and foremost, let me show you guys this. Let me make this a little bigger so I can see what you guys say. 1 second. Moves across. Cool. Perfect. Perfect. Right. So can you guys see my screen? Can you see this note page right now? Put a one in the chat box if you guys can see my screen. All right, cool, perfect, perfect. So once you guys got onboarded, you should have received something that look exactly like this, right? This is the onboarding message. This is to ensure that you have all the right apps to download, right? Click on this, make it a little bigger. Can I make it bigger? 1 second, guys. Ah, cool. Perfect, perfect. So you're gonna have all these necessary apps. So if you don't have these apps yet downloaded, please do screenshot this to make sure you do have it on your phone. You can get this in Play Store or Apple Store, right? So make sure you guys have all these apps. The two here, right? These are website links. I'm gonna show you guys exactly how you can add this to your home screen. You can also do so on an Android and iPhone, right? Cool, cool, cool. Let's make this a little smaller. Cool. So in regards to this link here, you want to make sure you click on every single link from top to bottom. I can't stress it anymore. Make sure you click on every link because you're going to miss out on valuable information and you're going to be missing out on the progress you should be making if you actually done the necessary steps, right? So the first link will be your broker. This is going to be registering for a free account and you're going to be setting up your demo account, right? The video in your onboarding message may just be attached, where in which it explains to you exactly how to do so, and also people coming in, and also regarding these settings here, these are what it needs to look like, right? So in reference, you can have a maximum account of 1,000, but ideally reference to how much money you're looking to deposit when you do look to go live, right? It's a lot more relatable, right? The next link will be the GFO Academy and also the GFO, the login back to the back office. I'm gonna show you guys exactly how you can add it to your home screen also. And in regards to the GFO Connect, this is the app where you can receive the trade ideas and also information from our educators, right? Of course, this is the WhatsApp community chat. I'm gonna show you guys shortly later what chats you need to be in. It's pretty much self-explanatory anyway, but just in case anyone's confused, right? Last but not but least, at the bottom, you're gonna have the mastermind portal, right? So this is where you're gonna need to go on to ensure that you get to watch the beginner videos to ensure that you know how to actually utilize the back office, let alone how to place a trade, right? This whole opportunity is an educational platform, right? This, in order for you to be In order for you to make the right progress, it's going to come purely down to you. We are just here to assist you. These calls we do are not paid from Jufu. We simply do this to ensure that you guys have all the right information to do and make money, right? Just put two in the chat box if you guys are with me, if that all makes sense. Let's flood the chat box. Let's flood the chat box. I didn't tell you guys to have to put on cameras today. I'm allowing you. You understand? But let's get active with the chat box to make sure everyone's understanding what we're doing here, right? Cool. Perfect. 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 All right. Let me go back to the next screen. Cool. 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 I can make this a little smaller now. All right. All right. All right. No more vibes for now. My apologies. All right, cool, sweet, sweet. So, like I said, obviously have your notepads and pens ready to make sure you're taking all the information. Like I said, reach out to Enroller anytime you have any queries, issues. Don't feel like this is something you're doing by yourself. The work we do starts when you get it started, right? So make sure you do what you need to do to ensure that you have the right communication and you start making a lot more progress a lot quicker, right? Cool, cool, cool. Make it prior to attend the office. Okay, yeah. Also, within the first month, guys, please do. You are welcome to come down to the office. This is where I am right now. We've got multiple different floors. This is where we congregate as a leadership group, let alone when it comes to our community. Make sure everyone actually understands that this is a great opportunity and it's your choice to actually take full advantage at the same time, right? Cool, cool, cool. All right, cool. So steps on onboarding. Of course, I went through the welcome message already, right? So make sure you go through that if you haven't done so all already. I'm also gonna go through the mighty. Let me go through the mighty real quick as well. So before I go forward, cool. So once you guys get the onboarding message sorted, right? I'm gonna share my screen real quick, right? Once you go through the onboarding message, it's gonna look something like this, right? You wanna download, go on every single link, like I referenced earlier on. Let me put this on the side. 1 second. Cool, cool, cool. Cool. So in regards to the link, so in regards to obviously the back office, I'll go through that shortly. But regarding this link, this is very key. Make sure you guys register for the onboarding for Mastermind. And you're gonna come to once you register, you're gonna have your access to the portal. You're gonna get an email, and then from your email, you now need to click on the icon, which is gonna take you to the app, right? You have to go through the link first. You can't start through the app. It doesn't work that way, right? But once you do get that all set up, it's very straightforward. If you do have any issues, reach out to your enroller, right? Once you do get registered, you're gonna come to a portal. It looks exactly like this. Let me go back to the home page. 1 second. Let's go here, go to start. All right, it's gonna come and look like this. It's gonna be have like an interface on the top left. What you primarily need to go through first is the customer guide, right? You come over here. Now you're gonna go through every single video. 1 second. Where is it? Where is it? There you go. So you're gonna come over here, go through the customer guide, and go through every single video from start to finish. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You can also go through these, but these are just recordings from prior OC sessions. But make sure you go through all 7 videos, right? They're not long, they're not difficult. It's just pretty much to make sure you guys have an understanding so you can start making progress a lot quicker, right? Once you've done that, you want to go ahead and go over to this link here, the back office, which I do have over here already. Let me show you guys here. 1 second, should be over here. 1 second. Cool. Accept. Going in this little bigger, guys. So once you set up your account, right? This account here will once you gone through the mighty videos, right? You're gonna come over here to this back office, which should be it's not loading up properly. Only guys. Let's see if it make a difference. It is not make a difference. Okay, cool. So it'll come over and look exactly like this anyway, but I don't know why it's gray. But you come over to GFU Academy, then you go to course catalog, right? Once you've gone over to course catalog, you're gonna scroll down to where it says Forex basics, right? You're gonna go through these videos first, and then once you've done with those, you then wanna go through I should make someone host because so people join at the same time. Forex basics, then intermediate, and then you're gonna go through advanced, right? Make sure you go through all videos step by step because it's ultimately gonna be down to you to make sure you're making the right progress and learn exactly what you're doing, right? These videos are very short. and not tedious. Make sure you're taking notes throughout the process to ensure that you can now come back to your notes and ensure that the decisions you make, obviously moving forward, that is actually the right ones, right? Cool, perfect. Let me come out here now. Cool, cool, cool. Any questions? Any questions, guys? Any questions? Let me know in the chat box whilst I'm transitioning to the other website. Oh, one sec. Need that. All right, cool, perfect, perfect. So within your first month, guys, this is what your first week's gonna look like, right? You set up all your demo account, right? You go through all the necessary videos, basics, and then you wanna start actually practicing, right? So within the first 24 to 48 hours max, you wanna make sure you go through all the videos on the MyE website and the MyE app, and also bare minimum the basics on the portal, right? Once you go through that, you're gonna understand how to place a trade, right? What the terminology means and actually what you're doing. From then, you can now ask questions, and now your enroller will qualify you enough to then start making more progress moving forward, right? You're gonna be practicing on your demo account max a week, right? The demo account is primarily only there for you. Let me unshare this because this line is not unnecessary. 1 second, guys. It's big real quick. Cool, cool, cool. So, like I was saying, your demo account is primarily only there for you for a week, right? You don't need to be on a demo account any longer than 2 weeks. Reason being because your demo is only for you to understand how to copy and paste, right? So, if you feel like after a week's period, you have not progressed and you're not confident enough to go on your live account, it's because you didn't go through the basics in the beginning, right? So, make sure you guys do that ASAP to make sure you're progressing because when it comes to the group chats and you see people making money, you're going to be real jealous. And we're not here to have jealousy in our group. Only good vibes always anyway. But make sure you do all the right things for you to ensure that you're making the right progress and start making money a lot sooner, right? Within your second week, you're going to go live. You're now going to set up a trading plan, right? What that basically looks like is how much money you're now looking to make per the day, right? Of course, you can make a good amount, but you can also lose a good amount, right? So if you have a trading plan, it's ensure that you know how much you're looking to make and then let it be, right? So for example, if you want to make at least £50 a day, right? It's a Monday, right? The markets are open Monday to Friday for that being through Forex, right? Crypto on the weekends, right? But let's say it's a Monday, you started trading on your live account, right? You set up your trading plan based on your capital, how much you deposit into your trading plan. And what we do advise is a minimum £100, ideally 250 to 1,000, right? So if from now you need to recuperate some kind of money to make sure you go live with the right sufficient amount of money, let's get that going from now, right? So once you do deposit, right, you also can get credit. I'm gonna go through that towards the end as well. But you know, create a trading plan to start looking to compound your money per day, right? This is not a get rich scheme. This is pretty much a concept where to add another source of income alongside what you do, right? Also within that process, you're not only going to learn how to copy and paste anyway, but you're going to learn how to become a lot more sufficient based on your schedule, right? So we also recommend what educators to follow, right? Who to listen to. You're going to find someone who accommodates to you and your style and what you prefer, let alone your time frame. This is where you have to go through the education. I'm going to show you how to and where to find the calls, let alone how to utilize the scanner briefly and so on, right? Within your third week, now you want to be looking to withdraw, right? It doesn't matter if it's anything extravagant. It's pretty much just to make sure you guys understand that this is something not only legitimate, but to make sure you're now making money, right? This concept is not for you to just be here for the sake of it, paying a subscription. You're here to make money, right? So make sure you go through all the right steps to ensure that you're making progress, to make sure you start looking to withdraw within the next 2 to 3 weeks, right? And then within the fourth week, you're now looking at a 3 month plan because you're now thinking, rah, I'm making money online. I can now look to quit my job. I can now enjoy the outside weather instead of being in the office sweating buckets in the UK. You feel me? So make sure you guys go through all the right stuff to make sure you guys making all the right progress. All right, all right. These are apps you want to download. I did show you guys briefly before, but if in case you guys didn't see it, take a screenshot, make sure you got it now, and then we can obviously proceed. Right. So my app, obviously go for the customer guide, like I said. G Fuel app, I'm gonna show you guys exactly how that works, where to find the trades, updates, all the above, live calls, and also the travel discount app is where in which when you're traveling, you can get flights discounted, hotels, cruises, and all the above. Right. So make sure you guys tap into that because this is what you do get access to. And also, if you are serious, you go through the whole website, right? So this is based down to you, like we said, right? We're not going to force you to do what we know is best for you. You have to figure that out. But we're going to guide you the best way we can. You feel me? Cool, cool, cool. So these are the trading apps you want. Obviously, like I said, I showed you guys briefly before. In regards to trading view, this is what you can utilize to analyze the market yourself, right? So as of right now, don't get me wrong, within your first week or so, just strictly take heed of the education, do all the right steps, and then from then you can start becoming a lot more um, independent. Looking at the chart because you understand the terminology, how it looks, how to read it from the pips on the side, trend lines, whatever it may be. This is what you can utilize to make sure you guys have a clearer view as to what you're trading and what the market looks like in that current moment, right? Stinu is your risk management, all right? So you're going to get a lot more clarity as to what that means. And also the lot size calculator is a reference to how much you're looking to risk per trade based on your lot size. And that's also referred to, from your capital you put in your trading account, right? Also relates to your demo account, so it makes not much different. So get as much practice with your demo. Play with the lot size, see how much money you can make quick, see how much money you can make slow, whatever it may be. Just get an understanding to make sure you guys know how it works. So then when it comes to you going live within a week, right, you understand exactly how to make progress, right? Cool. And Metro5, obviously, we trade on. That's the app to place trades. Coin Markets is just our broker, right? So essentially, it's like your bank account. You have your money in it, but you invest and utilize that as a reference, right? Cool. So this is what you're going to utilize. Obviously regarding your education. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys that in a second. But this is basically like a Netflix interface, right? You have Forex, crypto, e-commerce, social media, and mindset, right? So make sure you guys go through this. I'm gonna show you guys how to find it as well. It is and it should be included in the onboarding message over here, right? This is go to GFU Live Academy. Click on this link and you're gonna have access to that portal, right? If you don't have it on the onboarding message, reach out to your enroller and make sure you get that ASAP. All right, let's go back over here. Cool. Perfect. Cool. So in regards to now the GFU app, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna share my screen again over here. Cool. So if I go ahead and let's say example, I go to let's go to let me get up our website quick. 1 second. I should even get the scanner. Should 1 second, guys. So I'm gonna show you guys how to actually add this to your home screen. 1 second. Oh, cool. So let's say, for example, the scanner, right? We're gonna go through shortly in a sec. Cool. Once you've logged into this, guys, 1 second. Put password. Cool. Once you're logged in, you can also utilize this on your phone. But ideally, you want a bigger interface. So if you have a laptop or iPad, Samsung tablet, wherever it may be, ideally utilize it that way because you get a better you understand a lot more how it works, right? There you go. Cool. So for you guys want to add this to your home screen, it's a neat little trick and it makes life a lot easier and accessible. All you simply need to do is go down here and this little arrow at the bottom, scroll down, go to add to home screen, right? And then all you need to do now, you can change the name. You say scanner, I'll say 2.0 just to change the reference. Cool. And it'll take you to your home screen, right? Now we can add that as like a widget into your folder, which we already know we already have, right? So make sure you guys do have a folder. It just keeps things a lot more organized to make sure you know where everything lies to ensure you're making the right progress, right? Cool. Let's go back to here now. Any questions so far? You guys with me? Put a three in the chat. You guys are still with me, or any questions? Please be free to let me know. All right, cool, cool, cool. All right, perfect, perfect, amazing, amazing. All right, sweet. So moving on, moving on. In regards to the educators now, when you do log into GFood Connect, right? So I'll go ahead and show you guys as well. Let me actually, if I bring this over here, can I make this smaller? Yeah, not this. Cool, let's go here. I don't think that's gonna work. I don't think I need that anymore. Second, guys. All right, cool. You know, I'll leave it like that. I'll leave it like that. It's no big deal. Anyway, cool. So in regards to this GFood scanner, right, the GFood Connect app, Once you guys have registered, you sign in with the same credential you used to sign up. You now want to make sure you subscribe to all these educators, right? So if you don't have these educators yet listed, take a screenshot of this quickly to make sure you have all the right educators moving forward because these are ones that predominantly speak English for one, and ones we recommend in regards to the platform because they help people make a lot of money, right? So make sure you guys have all the right educators. Once you have subscribed, you're going to have predominantly their traits and ideas to ensure that you're obviously getting the resources you need to make money, right? If you go ahead on the right side down here, you have like a magnifying glass. All you simply need to do is click on here, right? Type in the name at the top and then subscribe. Simply click on the three dots over here and then you have an icon that comes as subscribe. It's a lot more easier, a lot more direct, a lot more simpler, basically, right? Please, what the name of the scanner? G-Fu scanner. I'll show you guys in a sec. It should have it on your onboarding message. But it's just a G-Fu scanner. G-Fu scanner. Cool. Sweet. So how to use MT5? I'll go through that on the scanner. So how to use MT5. This is the app in which you're gonna be placing trades, right? You wanna make sure you understand the actual terminologies when it comes to how you're placing a trade to ensure that you're not putting yourself in a risk to lose money, right? So the trading app allows you to place trades and is connected to your broker, which is Quo. If you are from the US, you have a different broker, but inevitably you should still be able to use MT5, far as I'm aware, right? If you're on a demo, trial error, play around with it like as if you was a baby to ensure that you know what you're doing even more so when you go live. Because how long should you be going live? How long? Let me know in the chat box. How long after you started should you be going live? Let me know in the chat box real quick. If you guys are still with me, let me know. Let me know. Let me know. How long should you be going live after you guys just got started? Okay, 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 okay. Okay, okay. Okay, let me get some more. Let me get some more. Let me get some more. All right. Okay. Okay. All right. Cool. Cool. So, Han, Louise, let's shorten that by a week, because we're trying to make money in this. All right. You feel me? 2 weeks, it's a stretch. I'll be honest. You don't need 2 weeks. You just about even need a week. I'll be honest. If you have to take even more than 7 days, that means you haven't gone through the right information, right? So make sure it's a week. Lernoet. Apologies if I'm butchering your name. A lovely name though. Leronet. Am I right? Cool. 2 weeks. Let's split that in half. So 1 week. Let's go live in 1 week and start making some money, guys. Trust me, you're gonna really understand what this opportunity is, and you're gonna make a lot more progress when you go live. Right? Anything you do go live, make sure you're something you're willing to risk, but you're still looking to make money at the same time because the quality and the value we have here, people making money without even knowing what they're doing. I'll be honest. I had one of the girls in the group last week said she made money from trading. Didn't know she even made money. She just placed a trade. Next, you know, she made 300. I know someone in this call can actually reference that as well. So make sure you guys just go live because you're gonna take a lot more serious. And even if, let's say, worst case scenario, within the 2 weeks, things didn't go as well as you hoped it to be, you still have 2 weeks to make up for that, right? If you go live in 2 weeks, by the third week, you only have 1 week left until your subscription's due, right? You may have put in 300 and you ain't got 300 left. It's peak. So make sure you go live. Make sure you just put in whatever you're willing to utilize. And when you do go live, like I said, towards the end of the call, I'm gonna show you how you can get a little extra change on top of that. All right? Cool, cool, cool. So in regards to the app itself, right? Make sure you guys take a screenshot of this as well, because this is very, very key to ensure that you guys are placing a trade as of what it should be, right? So we're gonna do a little practice shortly as well to ensure that you guys understand clearly how it works. But right, so market execution, right? This is when you're getting into the market straight away, right? So you're executing straight away to get into the market at the price that it currently is, right? You're going to have only two corners you need to copy and paste, right? The invalidation, which is also referenced to your stop loss. Exits are also your take profit, way in which you're looking to make money, right? In short, every trade you put on is you have an invalidation inputted, right? If you put on a trade and you didn't put a stop loss or invalidation and you lost your money, I will laugh at you, guaranteed, because it's your fault, right? You have all the information. You will always have all the information to make sure you have the invalidation at bare minimum. If you guys don't put that in, it is completely your fault and you have no one else to blame. So make sure you do all the right things. Have that as your key point in the back of your head. Every time you look to go place a trade, you're going to hear me in the back of your head. Invalidation, invalidation, invalidation. Yeah, make sure you do that and make sure you have that. This is your risk management. So for example, you want to risk £10, but you're looking to make £30, right? Worst case scenario, if you was to leave the trade and you got busy at work or you're at home with the kids, whatever it may be, worst case scenario, you're only gonna be risking £10. So you're good. In the back of your mind, you're not gonna be crying over £10 because you're here to risk to make more, right? At least 3-to-1 ratio at all times as well to ensure that you're making 3 times more than you're looking to risk. So it becomes a lot more actual beneficial, right? In regards to now buy and sell limits, right? This is a way in which you're entering at a specific price. This is a price in which it predicts in the market you're going to be placing an order at that price, right? The market it will automatically enter once it gets to that price at that given moment, obviously during the day, right? It may take short time, it may take a long time, whatever it may be. Price is always going to be moving throughout the day, especially throughout the week. If it's reference to forex, crypto is every single day throughout from Monday to basically Monday, right? But this is what this is going to reference to. You're going to have the entry price, right? This is a way in which you're going to have the price way in which you want the market to enter, and then you're going to have your invalidation, for example, and you're going to have your exits if you're going to sell, right? So if you're ever selling, you're gonna have all your exit points below, right? If you're ever buying, you're gonna have all your exit points above your entry, right? It's very simple. But the more and more you see it, the more and more you're gonna recognize exactly how it works to ensure that you're making the right progress, right? It's very straightforward. If you don't get this, maybe it's not for you. I'll be real. You feel me? But practice make perfect. So just go through all the education, play around with it, lose money, make money. It's all good. You feel me? Any questions? Let me know in the chat box. Let me know. Let me know. Or put a one in the chat if we are good and we can move ahead. Yeah, guys, I'm not gonna make this call probably any longer than 20 minutes. So I'm gonna fly through things as much as possible. So stay with me, stay with me, stay with me. All right, perfect. Cool, cool. Amazing. So in regards to risk management, let me actually go ahead and show you guys. I'll go through this first actually. I'll go through this first and I'll show you guys a scanner. Right. So in regards to your risk on a day-to-day basis, right? For any trade you are placing, you're going to have a risk in mind, right? And this is going to be risking maximum 3 to 4%, right? Take 3 trades daily. However, some trades you're going to be risking a little bit more, but at least have one target which is hit, so you at least break even, if not taking partials, right? What break even basically means is, let's say you place a trade, right? It is gone up towards your exits, right? Which your take profit zones, right? Let's say, for example, it's now got to exit two, right? TP2, right? You now have your invalidation, which is a little bit below your entry. You can now move all your invalidation to break even, which is your entry price. This is where it becomes a risk-free trade to ensure that you have no risk whatsoever. So worst case scenario, if the trade itself goes back down, you won't lose any money, right? This is where people get the confusion when it comes to trading, that it's a gamble, whereas it's actually very much a calculated risk, right? For every £100 account, this is also a reference to when you go live, but it also relates to when you're on a demo regardless. But make sure you take heed of this when you do go live, because it will be a big either good thing or a bad thing when it comes to you making money, right? So for every £100 you do have, you should be trading off a 0.01 lot size, right? For every £200 trading, you should be trading off a 0.02, right? For every £500, 0.05. Guys, in the chat box, if you are trading off a £700 account, what lot size would you be using per one trade? Let me know in the chat box. For a £700 account, what lot size should I be using per a trade? Amazing, amazing, amazing. For all you guys who are brand new, make sure you guys are participating because this is primarily for you. There are a lot of people being here for a couple of weeks, if not months, if not a year, right? So make sure you guys understand exactly that you are along what we're doing. Cool, amazing, amazing, cool, perfect. So in reference now for £1,000 account, you're now looking at a 0.1 lot size, right? The lot size is reference to more so how much you're looking to risk per trade. And this is one of the most key factors you need to take in consideration when you're placing a trade, right? So for example, let's say I have a £600 account, right? And I'm placing 2 trades, right? I have a 0.06 lot size for one trade, right? But if I want to go ahead and place 2 trades, I now need to break down those lot sizes, right? So for a 2 trades, you want to be placing a 0.03, right? And then a 0.03 again for another trade you're placing, right? This is ensure that you're not over leveraging and making sure that you're correct, you're following the right risk management based on your capital. That's all it's reference to, right? Also for guys, you may come across making losing more trades than you do win. That is totally fine. There's nothing wrong with that whatsoever. But this is why your risk management is very much key to ensure that you're also mindful at how much you're risking per a day, letting the trade, and inevitably over time you can still make money, right? So for example, let's say you place 10 trades overall, right? You lost seven of those trades in a row. How much would you have lost if you was risking £10 per trade? Just let me know in the chat box. You placed 10 trades, you lost seven, and you each trade you was risking 10 one in three, and it was £10 per trade you was risking. How much would you have risked overall? Perfect, perfect. £70, right? Perfect. But because we're looking to make at least three times more than what we're risking, right? Am I right? You're gonna be looking to make at least £30 per one win, right? So for every three trades more, which was one, which is 3 out of the 10, you now made 30, 60, 90. You now made £90 overall. Yes, you're pretty much just past break even, but guess what? You're still in profit. You didn't win more trades than you lost, but you still made money overall because you followed the right risk management and you ensured that you was utilizing the right lot size for one, and then you still came out strong on the other end, right? This is not a get rich rich scheme, right? So let's say example you even made £20 per day, right? £20 per day, 5 days a week, you made an extra £100, right? If you guys put in the back of your mind, how much would the extra £100 a week do for me, right? Because I know for me, petrol alone is like 200 to 300 a month, right? If I'm making £100 a week, my petrol is paid for and some, right? So if you guys in that situation where you think, okay, cool, £20 ain't nothing extravagant, but guess what? It adds up over time, and even more so, you're gonna grow your account and compound it over time, which is gonna have more capital to then increase your lot size to make more money per trade, right? Perfect, perfect. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna show you guys exactly how to place a trade real quick as well. I'm gonna check on. I'm gonna utilize the scanner. Let me check on. Not this one. So, don't need this. Let's go make this a little bigger. No, let's go here. Okay, also guys, when you guys go to this homepage here, right, how you get access to the scanner, as I know someone referenced it earlier on, you go to your interface. This is the link over here, right? The GFU back office, right? Click on this link. This will take you to this interface, and all you simply need to do is come up to it says GFU Academy again, and now go to GFU Live, and then you just log into this with the same credentials, right? If you add this to your home screen like we did a little earlier, it'll make life a lot easier. You don't have to do that whole procedure all the time, right? So like we said, these are access to all the Forex basics, the beginner, intermediate, and advanced models. Go through this. Also, in regards to the actual educators we'll go through now, this is their timetable, right? So get used to finding someone which you could accommodate to based on the time. Based on the time, and also depending on what pair they actually trade, right? So what we always reference is Jason Bonham, right? He's a sniper pro. He's a US 30 sniper where he goes live for about 30, 45 minutes. You can ask questions and make money with him lifetime. Like the majority of other actual educators, but obviously other educators speak different languages, etc. Right? So go through this. How you get onto the lives as well. How you get onto the lives as well. Go up to the top, right? And you're gonna have educators live as of when they are live throughout the day. So if no one's live right now, let's see. Okay, cool. So no one's actually currently live right now, but when they are live, you're gonna have their face, and all you simply do is click on their actual link, and it will take you straight directly to the live, and you can literally just join and also view and understand exactly what they're doing, ask questions, and all the above. Let me try reload this because I don't know why it's not loading up. Let's see. All right, cool. So no one's actually live right now. But if you guys do that maybe later on today, if not tomorrow, you guarantee you have someone there which will show you exactly how they trade and also how you can make money, right? Cool. Let's go back to here. Cool. Regarding the Forex basics, go through the beginner model, right? You have all pre-recorded videos here. Go through this. Like, there's so much value and information here, guys. It's literally set up for you guys to win, right? But moving ahead, let's go ahead and play some trades now. Cool. So this is the scanner, right? This is simple, straightforward. A baby could do this. I'll be honest, right? But just make sure you guys go through it, especially whilst you're on a demo, because this is gonna ensure that you guys understand how it works. So when you go live, you be making money ASAP, right? So how this work, guys? You're gonna have all the resources here, which is necessary. If you come over here, right, you have the icons. This is B for crypto, right? You have currencies, indices, and commodities, right? So, for example, if I want to go place a trade with BTC USD, actually, let's change that to gold. You come into commodities, right? Click on this. It will not change. It will just update on the system. You need to now go and change your time frame, your time zone, sorry. So, for example, I'm in the UK, right? So I'm going to go ahead and click on London, right? So now it's going to have reference to this over here. Cool, cool. Cool. And now you're going to click on the symbol and now you're going to find that pair you want to trade, right? Click on it, come over here. I don't use these indicators down here, so I remove them to make it a lot more clearer for me. Like I said, this is more ideal on an actual bigger screen. So you have a iPad, laptop. This is a way easier process for you to utilize, but you can use it on your phone. It's just going to be a lot more awkward and difficult, essentially, right? Cool. So what you want to do now, let me go ahead and actually make it a little bigger. Cool. So all you simply do, guys, like we said earlier on, is you're gonna copy these coordinates, right? You have all the information you necessarily need and have all the time frames above here, right? So in reference to time frames is basically how price has been moving for that period, right? Majority of the time, people look at the chart itself in a high and bigger time frame, but when you actually looking to enter the actual trade, you're gonna look to entering it in a shorter time frame, right? Cool. How this works here, predominantly when it comes to the scanner, most cases you're putting in a buy limit or a sell limit, right? The only case in which you put in a market execution, when you see this blue line here, make sure you guys are taking notes. When you see this blue line here is at entry, this is when you're looking to get into the trade, all right? Even some cases, if it's already somewhat surpassed entry, you can still potentially get in. Just be more mindful to make sure you manage your risk and ensure how much you're risking. I'm gonna show you guys exactly how to see that as well to make sure you guys understand clearly like they, right? Cool. Can you answer the question in the message books? I have a question. What is TP2 when it is not included in a trade idea? If it's not included in a trade idea, let's for example on the G4 Connect app, don't worry about it. You'd at least have TP1 anyway. In most cases, you have TP1 or TP2. So that shouldn't be an issue if I'll be honest. Let's go here. If you register 149, can you access the scanner? You can access the scanner, but you will not have the access to all the other resources. You only have TrendWave, right? So you have limited access. So ideally, if you can, look to upgrade at some point. So this is why you need to lock in even more and make that money. Yes, you get access to scanners. Cool, perfect. Thank you, Elena. Can you repeat the entry part on the scanner again, please? Yeah, sure. No problem, bro. So in regards to the entry, right, this is where the scanner is an AI tool. It's scanning the market for you, giving the best possible entries. All you simply need to do is copy and paste, right? So when you are looking to place a trade, you can look at it as a bigger time frame. But over here, guys, make sure you reduce it to a smaller time frame. I predominantly get into a trade at a 5 minutes, right? You can get into it over a 15, right? It's a lot less, let's say, mind-boggling. But ideally, I like to get into it a little more precise, right? Cool. So in regards to your entry, when this blue line over here goes up, for example, this is what we want it to do. We want it to go up. It will automatically enter once it get to this price, right? So currently right now, as you can see, it is at 3338.180, right? Once it gets to 3344.125, it will automatically enter this trade once you've placed it on your MetaTrader 5, right? So I'm gonna show you guys, it'll make a lot more sense shortly, but let's give you guys the theory first to ensure you understand briefly, then essentially the practical will make a lot more sense, right? So let me go ahead and show you guys so it makes more sense. 1 second. Cool. This is why I say practice, practice, practice. It'll make you guys' life a lot easier, right? Cool. So 1 second. So go ahead and cool. So it's a bit awkward now. Change the size. Let's click on here. Also, guys, if you are on your phone, there is a little icon down here, a little box you can click on, and this will show you in a bigger interface, right? Still a little bit awkward, don't get me wrong, but it's the best you can do, right? Try delete these panels as well. There's a little line you can click on, which can remove it, so you can see the chart a little clearer, and then you can come to like this, right? Cool, cool, cool. So what I want to make sure I'm doing again is checking the time frame because when this does change, it does change the time frame. So go back to a 5 minutes, boom. And now we're going to go ahead and place this trade, right? So first thing you want to recognize is what pair you are trading. So in the chat box, guys, what pair currently right now on the scanner would I be trading if I'm going to place this trade? Let me know. Let me know. Cool. Hey, yeah, Mark, you've been here for a minute. You know the gold already. I see you. I see you. XAUUSD. Perfect, perfect. Any more, any more? It might be BTC. I don't know. You tell me. Let me know. Let me know. Gold, cool, sweet. Appreciate Laronette. I'm gonna get that one day. I'm gonna get that one day. Nathan, appreciate you, gold. Amazing, amazing. So, guys, yeah, simple as that, right? Gold, XAUSD. Get familiar with these paired names. It's just abbreviated, obviously icons. Click on this trade here, right? Click on trade, right? Once you've clicked on this trade, obviously my account size is different. Let's say you have £1,000 account, right? If I go ahead and click on XAUUSD, click on trade, I'm gonna reference the first thing. Actually, reference the first thing actually will be the market execution. So always start from above, then work your way down. Make it as simple as that. Start from above, market execution, lot sizes in the middle, and stop loss, take profit. And then last but not least, it will be the sell and buy limit. Sell by market and buy by market, right? So start at the top. We are going to be sell limiting, right? The reason being because you have the exits below entry. Like I said before, keep paying attention because I'm going to test you guys to make sure you guys understand exactly how that works. And we can move forward, right? You're getting it. All right, cool. Appreciate you. All right, cool. So we're going to go ahead and do a sell limit. Cool. Right? Price is entry. Simply, all you need to do is type in 3344.125, right? I'll be honest, guys. I don't really put in the last few digits because it's pretty much like pence. So let's say I had £10 and 2p. You don't really need to reference that. It's called a pipette for one, terminology wise. But if you want to put in the little details, then it's totally up to you. But me reference, if I put in 3314 and I click on the next box down, it will go to straight to 00, right? But for practice sake, we just keep it as simple as possible and show you guys exactly how it looks. Cool. But that's a little tip from me. All right. Don't tell your enroller I told you that. Yeah. All right, cool. Stop loss. Cool. So stop loss. Invalidation, right? 3354. Cool. Take profit. Cool. Exit one. Always put in exit one. This is the closest to price. That means you'll make money a lot quicker. It may not mean nothing extravagant, but guess what? You're gonna make some type of change, right? 3340 right? Wait, 02, yeah, 02. Cool. Don't worry about the last digit. It doesn't really make much difference. And all you do is press place. All right. I didn't actually change the lot size. So let me do that again to make sure we're doing it all correctly. 1 second. So this is why you always want to pay attention just to make sure you guys do check again. So I'm going to change to 0 0.1, right? Put price again quickly. Price entry 3344.12. Stop loss. Stop loss 3354.53. Exit one is 3340.02. Perfect. Then place, right? If I now go ahead and click on this pair, right? Just tap on any part of this icon here. Go ahead and go to chart, right? If you go ahead now on the right side, let me see if I can make this a little bigger. Can you guys see this clearly, by the way? Can you guys see my screen clearly with this chart up? Let's put one in the chat box real quick if you can see it clearly. I'll make sure it's big enough, yeah? All right, cool, perfect, perfect. Sweet. Cool. So on the right side now, guys, if you go ahead and squint this down, right? Just get your two fingers where it may be. Squint this down, make this a little smaller. If you need to, change the time frame, which is at the top. Ideally, put in a 15. It's a lot more clearer, right? You can now see where you're entering this trade, right? You have your sell limit, right? Because this is where you want price to get up to. Like it says here, 3338 is where price is current right now, 3338, right? Get used to understanding how this works. If price goes up and enters here, it will automatically place its trade, right? I am then going to be risking maximum 70. I can't see it as clearly, if I'll be honest. It's about £76, £75, right? If you go ahead and now, let's say, for example, you don't want to risk that much, click on the line and it will come up with obviously the number itself. Drag, and you should be able to drag this down. You can see this reference here. You see the price here. I'm now risking 128 pounds, 0.75 pence, right? If I drag this down, you can see the price itself changes, right? So if you guys don't want to risk that much, you can lessen the blow. However, you want to be more mindful that you are giving the trade enough breathing room to actually play out, right? If for whatever reason the SL which you're risking, right, the risk you're risking per this trade is too extravagant, reduce your lot size, right? So if you need to delete the actual trade itself, delete the trade, change your lot size, lessen it to, for example, 0.05. That is going to be half of what I'm risking right now, right? But we'll go ahead and continue anyway. And also your TP, same thing, TP1, you're looking to make 29 pounds 84 pence, right? It's as simple as that. I'm gonna go ahead and place another trade, guys. I'm gonna get you guys to. Do I have enough time? Okay, don't really have too much time. I don't really have too much time. So I'm gonna show you guys how a trade would look. So I'm gonna go ahead and delete this. Right. I hope that does make sense in the chat box. Cool. But I'm gonna show you guys a trade when it gets activated automatically right now. All right. So let's go over ahead and look over to BTC. I know it's a low and low. You're doing quite well today. Cool. So, for example, this trade here is going in the right direction. I don't believe it kind of hit entry before you start going down, but it is going in the right direction, right? So, if I want to go ahead and zoom in, cool. Is I'm just this is not be anything calculated, guys, but I'm just gonna show you guys how our trade will look like once it does enter. Make sure you have the correct pair, BTC USD. Click on this, click on trade. Because we're gonna get into the market straight away, I'm just gonna press buy limit, buy by market, or sell by market, for example, right? But in this case, because the trend itself is going down, I'm just gonna do a sell. This is a random trade, right? So I'm press sell by market. Cool. This is now entered in the market straight away, right? When you can see red in this on this trade right now, this is how much you're risking. If when it turns blue, this is how much you're now making, right? So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna show you guys reference. I'm gonna put in like a couple trades, right? Cool. If I press sell by market again, cool. Now this is when I have two trades running, right? You see how I got 0.1 and 0.1? This is his reference if I had a £2,000 account. Because I do have more money in the account, I can play with those kind of lot sizes, right? If this trade now go ahead and turns blue, you've now secured money, right? How you can now go ahead and close this trade, for example, you don't want to risk more than £2 for this trade down here. Simply swipe across, click on this little yellow icon here, and then close position, right? Once you close position, you go over here, right? And then you go to a history, you can see how much you lost per that trade, right? Some people think when they are in a trade that you're risking your whole capital. It doesn't work that way. You're literally simply risking a fraction, but it does reference to your lot size as to how you can end up risking your whole account if you have a higher lot size than you actually should, right? So we'll go ahead and see if this one play out and go into blue. But does that make sense, guys? Let me know in the chat box. Put two in the chat box if that makes sense. Or if you have any questions, let me know. Cool, cool, cool. Put two in the chat if you that makes sense. Okay, perfect, perfect. Let's go ahead and place a trade. I want to make one blue. Let's go to chart. Cool. So for example, if for whatever reason you guys don't want to get in a trade and look on the chart automatically, you can click on this icon at the top right, right? And then you can buy and sell in this format, right? But what you don't want to do, like I said, make sure you have a lot size invalidation or stop loss in place to ensure that you're not risking more than you're willing to, right? So let's, for example, I reduce the time frame, right? As you can see here, price is currently pretty much consolidating because it's just going sideways, right? If I was here and none of this happened already, and I was here and price was going down, I'll be looking to get into this trade because I'll be selling. From here to here, I would have made money, right? If you tried to buy and you was here, you would have lost money because the price and the market went down, right? Right now it's consolidating. So ideally I would have looked to get into trade right now, but for practice sake, I'll show you, right? Also, what I'm going to do as practice, I'm going to show you guys how if you increase your lot size, right? Let's say I put a 0.9 and let's say example, I press buy, cool. You press it once, it will go over to your trade and you'll see how you're risking more per trade, right? You see how at zero point 0.1, I'm only risking £3 9 pence per this trade. I'm risking a lot more because I increased my lot size to zero point 0.9, essentially 9 times more, right? For different pairs, it does reference slightly different in regards to your lot size, but inevitably, if you're mindful in regards to how much you're risking, you can ensure that you're making the best and right decision, right? Cool. Any questions? Why does it says invalid sometimes? The reason why it says invalid because you're probably getting to the trade and you're putting in the wrong coordinates, right? So if you're putting in a stop loss where it should be take profit, then that's probably why it's actually invalid because you're not putting in the right direction, right? So be mindful that you're always looking at the actual reference and you got all the information you necessarily need, but you probably just need to double, triple check it as many times as possible because it'll make a lot more sense and you actually be able to place the trade itself, right? Any other questions? I do want to see you guys how you could put this. Let me actually. Okay, cool. So you see how we have one blue here? This is where we're making money. If I go ahead and click on this trade, right? Cool. You have an option now. Let's say you have multiple trades running, and I clicked bulk operations. I can now close all positions automatically, or I can close all profitable positions, right? So if I click all close profitable positions, it will close only that trade and go over here. I made £4 29 pence, right? And this trade is still running, right? So just be mindful of that as well. If you say, you know what, bulk operations, you want to close any losing trade, you can do so straight away as well. So it's a lot more of a quicker format to ensure that you guys move on and not risk more or you just secure your profit, right? As you guys can see, this trade can go up and down as much as it wants, right? But until it's been closed, you have not secured your profit, right? So make sure you guys do close a trade. Even if you put in a trade and you're waiting for it to get to TP1, TP2, TP3, it's reference to exit one, exit two, exit three. If you're happy with the money you've made, just close it. You understand? Like, obviously, get into good habits and waiting out, see how it play out. Get used to seeing how, a certain trade can go so far. Don't get me wrong. But once you are live, like, simply just secure your money because it may go in the right direction for a good period of time. But just like that, it can also go on the flip side, right? So if you're happy you're making good money, boom. So that, for example, let's say, for example, when this was at around £5, I should have closed this trade, right? I wouldn't been risking as much as I'm risking right now, right? But this is how trading works. You can always have a risk, but just limit your how much you're risking and secure your profits, and you make your life a lot more easier, right? You're not gonna be ripping your hair out in your head 2 weeks from now when you're trying to make or when you're trying to withdraw money and you're ripping your hair out your head. That's not what we're here for. You feel me? All right, cool. Let me move on now. Anyway, where is this foil? 1 second, guys. I feel like all these different pages always go missing. All right, let me. Any questions? Let me check. 1 second, guys. Was the SL £77 on this trade? Nah, so this trade I just placed, it was just random. I just want to show you guys exactly how it works and how it looks when you're actually in the market straight away. If I was to place a trade we did on the scanner, it wouldn't have activated yet because price hasn't risen that yet. So this is why the scanner is great because you can go on the scanner in the morning, evening, nighttime, whatever it may be, and you can go ahead and actually place a trade and it will automatically enter when price gets there. You don't have to sit there and watch it, right? Make this a lot more convenient to your schedule and make money alongside what you do, and you'll be laughing. Trust me. We had an individual this morning, an individual in my group who woke up to good money this morning, and he placed a trade overnight, simply utilizing the same format. For sell by market is there invalidation? Yes, that's correct. Invalidation will always be there. Just make sure you guys do enter it all the time. Do you use the exit one mainly? Okay, cool. So as a beginner, put in exit one, exit two, exit three. Just get used to placing free trades, right? When you do place a trade, also let me move this to the side. Make sure you guys. Let's move this out. I don't know why this is still here. All right, cool. When you do place a trade, make sure you guys enter. Let's say example I placed on. Let's go here. 1 second, guys. Oh, this thing's reloading. 1 sec. Is the connection bugging? 1 second, guys. All right, cool, cool. All right, all right, all right. Change that to XAUSD, XAUUSD. You see how it always changes? Just always recheck that you are looking at the right pair. just to make sure you ain't messing up. Cool. Cool. So each time you enter, I'm not going to do it on here because we're running out of time. Each time you place a trade, you're going to have different exits and the same invalidation, right? So these two components here, buy, entry, and invalidation, you will always put in each trade for this pair, right? And then for each trade next, you put in exit one first, and then exit two, the next trade. So while I'm referencing see how I place a trade already, right? I'm gonna go here, press trade. I'm not gonna go through it. Change here to sell limit. I'm gonna put in price, then stop loss, then exit two. Then once that activates, I'm gonna come back to quotes, right? Go here, click on trade, make sure it's sell limit, click in, put in price, the entry, invalidation, then TP3, right? So one, two, three. That's how you now place three different separate trades, right? Does that make sense? Put one in the chat box. Cool, cool, cool. Let me get up this week. I don't know why. Okay, cool. All good. All right, cool. Let's move on. Let's move on, guys. All right, cool. So in regards to when you guys do go live, you do get extra bonus, get extra credit. Like I said, ideally in bare minimum £100, ideally 250 to 1,000, right? Because the more capital you have, that means the more you can increase your lot size, and it means how much more you can gain per actual trade, right? Slow money is better than no money. So compound, make money on a day-to-day basis. You're still in profit, even if it's just over £1, right? So, for example, if you deposit 100, if you deposit £200, you get extra 100. If you deposit £100, you get extra 50, and so on. If you deposit 200 to 500, you get extra two, 300, right? So just utilize this, guys. Whenever you do go live, ask one of the enrollers, let alone in the group chat, and we'll send through these icons in itself, these pictures, and all you simply do takes 2 minutes. You register online, put your email, account details, and so on. Very straightforward, right? Cool. So once you do go live, like I said at the beginning, you're gonna create a 90-day trading plan, right? 21 days to create a habit, 90 days to create a lifestyle change, right? Utilize an app called Compound Daily. I'm not gonna go through it. This is what you're gonna be making and seeing how much you look to make per the day, in a 90 days period, and just compound it, right? Stay new, lot size calculator. What I'll definitely reference as well, as you guys can see here, right? On if I go to the right side on my here, one second. 1 second. Cool. So as you can see here, I don't have multiple. Oh look, there we go. We back in some money. We gonna close this real quick. We ain't gonna lose that now. All right. I'm gonna take that real quick. You see how I go? Sweet. All right, sweet. So as you can see here, I have only a fraction amount of actual trade pairs on my itinerary, right? Don't have your list swamped with different pairs. It's gonna be a lot more confusing. Like let's just refer to a small amount of pairs and just get good at utilizing key pairs you like the most. Ideally, pairs you're making money over and over again with, right? It's as simple as that. Cool, 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 cool. Delete this. Cool. Cool. And also regarding educators, obviously there's multiple different educators, about 8 to 90 over in the platform, but we do reference about 10 to 15. Find an educator which you prefer, which you like their style, what they trade, and all the above. Find what suits you because everyone's different, right? Find a product, the scanner, the trade ideas. Oh, sorry, let me actually show you guys the trade ideas on the GFood Connect app again. Cool. So if you go to the GFood Connect app, right, it's this icon here once you're registered, right? Like I said earlier on, make sure you reference to the right educators on the bottom right. Go down here. If I want to refer to Stuardo, right? Click on here, subscribe. I now can see all that he sends through, right? On the home screen, this is where the educators themselves sends through updates regarding the pair. Tony and Nico, they kill it. Make sure you tap into them. Also Nick Ingles, he's a GOAT, right? Make sure you utilize all these people we reference you guys to make money. This is why we do. You can see people making money. You feel me? All right, cool. So I'm gonna try to find a pair real quick. A trade real quick. 1 second, 1 second. All right, cool, sweet. Always reference to the time, right? This is at 9:27 a.m., right? Right now you can see it's 9:07 p.m., right? So As you can see, it's a buy limit. What that basically means, right, you're not getting to the market straight away, like we already learned, but you can just always refer back to the actual chart itself, see where price is and how it and what direction is predominantly going in, right? Copy and paste these coordinates here. RR is risk reward, right? So £10 or £30, for example, right, is how much you're risking. So you have two risk to reward and you have 7.61 risk to reward based off your stop loss, right? Copy these coordinates. You will bare minimum at least have TP1 and TP2, right? TP3 be more so a trade which is going to be held out for a little longer, and that's about it, right? Cool, 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 cool. Also a reference, if you go over here on this icon here, right? Premium FX ideas is where you also get trade ideas throughout the day. If you do have the starter package, you're not gonna get access to the premium trade ideas, which is through crypto, because you have limited access, right? Also here, you get also trade ideas where in which you can copy and paste. If you ever get confused regarding the terminology, ask the question. Make sure you guys understand how things work, right? In regards to pips, if you ever see an actual educator refer to pips, it's just explaining how much money they've made, right? So from one price, so from one area of the market to another area, it's calculated in pips, right? So if I go from, let's say, here to the door, I can calculate that in yards, right? Same reference from one area to another. It's just pips in this field, right? So that's reference to how much we've made. The more and more you go for education, the more and more you ask questions, the more and more you, the more and more you understand how to calculate that yourself, right? And in regards to let's say a picture like this, the red box here is the invalidation. Anything which is bigger is the TP. So in this trade, he's looking to go up, right? This would be the TP. This will be the entry, and this will be the stop loss, right? Get good at understanding how that looks and how it works, and it make your life a lot easier, right? Over here, premium FX ideas, always reference to the hour, the time, and getting as many trades, practice, and let's get good at just knowing the basics. Trust me, your life will be easier. Yeah. Cool. So let's go back. Let's go back. We ain't got much time. All right, cool. Go over here. Cool. Mindset. So the level of success, like I said in the beginning, is going to be strongly determined by the level of personal development, right? So when it comes down to trading, most people don't end up making money from the concept just based down to the psychology, right? So make sure you guys tap into the right information, tap into the right education, guidance, and mentorship so you know you're doing more right than wrong. But inevitably, you're here to make mistakes. Just limit your mistakes because we're looking to make money, right? So when it comes down to your audios, also, you're going to be looking at obviously books firstly, go through, right? The best investment you can ever do is in yourself. So these books here you can refer to. If you never read them before, please do. Rich Dad, Poor Dad. He is the GOAT, Robert Kiyosaki. Speaks about the cash flow quadrant to ensure that people understand when it comes down to finances. Emotional intelligence, Teresa Williams. Developing a leader within you, John C. Maxwell. Another GOAT, Think and Go Rich, Napoleon Hill. Trading in the Zone, Mark Douglas. YouTube, Price Picture. Yeah, tap into all this. If you guys don't have this already, please do screenshot this. As much as we're here to make money, we're here to develop and help people in all ways and shape and form, right? So if you guys haven't tapped into Sammy Thompson's morning mindset, is every Tuesday, 8 a.m. in the UK and 9 a.m. in Sweden, right? So tap into that as well. The mindset calls are amazing. It's a great start to you guys' day. You get a lot of value from that as well, right? Cool. If you use exit 223, there is less chance you hit an exit, so less chance of profit. I mean, it's not necessarily less chance. It just may not play out that far per that trade, right? Not every single trade is gonna hit TP 3, 4, 5. It may just hit TP 1 and 2. So what I would advise is get very good at entering 1 and 2 TP because you're gonna be more likely to get to that entry. I mean, to get to that profit, right? It's not gonna be a guarantee. Don't get me wrong. This is trading but you're more likely to get to there a lot quicker, obviously, of than exit free. So if you also, let's say, bypass TP2 and you put in only exit free, you may have made money by TP2, but because you decided to put in TP3 only, you missed out on money because price looked to retrace, right? So when it comes to trading as well, what you guys are gonna start realizing that you're gonna understand how you may be as greedy. Didn't realize how greedy you was until you came here, right? So just try secure profit, no matter how big or how small. Just take what you can and move on, right? Cool. Audios now. Uh, cool. So audio is L Nightingale, the Stranger's Secret, Kevin Trudeau, Do You Wish You to Command. Take a screenshot of this. Jim Ron, Build a network marketing business. Justin Owens, he is my favorite. Go Spotify, Apple Music, YouTube, wherever you need, he has it, right? In regards to now our YouTube channel, House of Riches, if one of the leaders can put this into the group chat. This is our YouTube channel, so this recording, this call itself will be uploaded a little bit later, so you can refer back to it if need be. And anyone who has missed out on this call, please do, guys, especially leaders, send this over to ensure that they have all the information so they can start making as much progress ASAP, right? But yeah, guys, please do subscribe to this. We do upload videos pretty much every week, every other day. So make sure you guys do tap in. Make sure you guys has all the resources because we don't need to do this, but we understand that this value is very much beneficial for not only us, but you guys even more so, right? We know the information. We're trying to transition that down to you guys so you can start making a lot more progress a lot quicker, right? In regards to the schedule, if you do refer back to the group chat on WhatsApp, this is gonna have it on a DP in our DP, and this is where you can refer back to, right? I'm not gonna go through this, the screenshot it or go into the group chat. But what I'm gonna do shortly is go through the group chats on WhatsApp. You need to go on. Then we're gonna end the call. All right, so give me literally 2 minutes, guys, if that, and we're good to go. All right, cool. Let me close this. Cool, cool, cool. All right, cool. So, guys, once you've joined, don't just sit in up here and not actually enter all these other chats, right? Make sure you join the community chat, right? The results page and trade ideas and recordings. You don't need to join the Project 7 for 7 for now. You don't need to join the social media. Don't worry about that, right? For now, make sure you're in the community chat, results chat, trade ideas, and recordings. Unless you're in Sweden, you can join this. Unless you're in Birmingham, you can join that. Other than that, make sure you're in all these chats. Any question you may have, you have all the opportunity to join this, right? After this call as well, guys, please do jump on this call. This is going to be an amazing call for you guys to tap into. An individual has now made 7 figures when it comes to this opportunity. And this opportunity itself, you can make money within trading, but there's a lot more to it, and you can make a lot more to help your situation and people around you. Right. So if you guys have any questions, let me know in the chat box before we do end the call. Thank you for the education. I got you. I got you. No problem. I gave little vibes at the start too. You know, I do it all. I do it all, man. I do it all. Any question before we go ahead and end the call, guys? Let me know. You can go ahead and stop share. Cool. 1 second. Any questions for now? Go through the videos. Amazing. Mighty and Jufu. Yep, the basics on the Jufu back office, right? Mighty videos, all 7. All good. Perfect, perfect. Any other questions? Put a 777 in the chat box if we are all good. Let me know. Let me know if you're all good. Any questions, please ask, because there's not no question, no question's a bad question, by the way. The same thing you may be thinking, someone else is thinking, but they're too scared to ask, right? I really enjoyed this. You were very clear. Still need to understand more. Perfect. That's all good. You're here to learn, right? So just try plug in as much as you can. Obviously, guys, I know a lot of people obviously working. Obviously, predominantly probably 99.9% of us. So just try to find a time throughout the day, at least 30 minutes to an hour. It makes the ultimate most difference. Trust me. The sooner you guys can plug in to put at least 30 minutes a day, you're gonna see and understand how simple it is, and you actually end up doing more. Right, so try put at least 30 minutes to an hour day, bare, can't even talk, bare minimum, and you'll make a lot more progress. Can you put this in the sell limit when you want them? Now, always reference to what the trade idea is sent to you on a scanner, the GFU Connect, or even with the live educators. Follow the guidelines. You're not here to make things up. You're not a trader yet. Just get good at following and doing a step by step, and you be cool. Still got lots to learn to do, but I'm confident I can say, yeah, hey man, let's go. What you talking about? Ain't no doubt. You know what I mean? You never fail until you give up. So inevitably, if you carry on doing what you gotta do, you're gonna be successful. Don't know how to get into the scanner. I will message in the community chat, and I'll send a link in myself directly, so you guys make sure you have that. Are the logins the same? All the logins are the same to what you utilize to get started. Your email or your username and your password. That's all you need, right? You have all access to everything else. Just make sure you have the right logins and you'll be all good, right? I tend to, but it didn't work for travel. Maybe did you get the starter pack or the full pack? And that might be the only dilemma. If anything, message in the group chat as well. Full message in the group chat. Our message as well, and then you can directly message me and we can figure that out. It's all good. Any other questions? Cause we gotta go. We gotta go. We gotta jump on the call. We gotta jump on the call. It's 299 the full one. That's correct. That is the full one. That is the full one, guys. Let me actually end the call and the recording.